just from Ottawa, and I understand it's different there as well, how it works with them in French and English. On the other hand, someone else I know, his mom is French, but his dad is English, or maybe the other way around.
If you're French, you mean French from France or Québécois?
Québécois.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And people speak to him, even when he speaks to them in French, he speaks fluent French. They speak to him in English because they can tell from his accent that he's Québécois Anglo, even though he's half French, you know?
I see. Yeah. Yeah. It's I think it's a blurry thing here in Quebec. And I'm not the one who says it, it's like even when it comes to the government, and like the policies that that they, because okay, we have a ministry in Quebec to protect the Quebecois identity, so primarily like to keep the French language going on, because it's very easy to lose it, because we're the only North American, North American province that speaks French. Every other US or Canada, everyone speaks English and everyone comes here. So like everyone is bilingual. It's very easy to just like use your English side instead of like the French side. Okay, so it's a very blurry thing. There's a very blurry line about like okay, how do you make sure that Quebecois identity is being passed on like to people, but I'm also like guilty of that. Like for example, when I was working in fast foods or whatnot, and I'll hear like a customer like speaking French, but with an accent. Bro, I can speak both languages. I'll propose English, because I know you speak English, and it might be easier for you. Now, if you keep on speaking in French, I will understand that you want to learn or you want to. You just want to speak French, and feel like francophone. So I will change for that. But it's I don't know what to say. Like it's just weird because it's for someone who is perfectly bilingual. I don't have that problem because when I speak French, but French is my first language, so you won't propose me English even if I don't have the Quebecois accent. When I speak English, however, like you can tell sometimes, like that I have maybe another language, that I speak another language. So you might, depending on the country, you might speak French to me, whatever. But honestly, never really happened to me because I'm good. I'm good like that.
At the end of the day, I think it is a topic that we are never really gonna be able to understand fully as immigrants. Their Quebecois identity is something that is specific to them, and obviously to some people it matters more and some people it matters less. We have our perspectives as outsiders. We also have different perspectives as you being a native French speaker and me being a native English speaker. I'm coming here trying to learn the language. Strange place to come and learn French, I understand, but
true. True. Yeah, sometimes I stay I think about like what can be done to make the identity, like to pass on like the heart of an identity, like to someone new, not just in the Quebecois aspect or whatever. It can be in any country, or just even like as a parent, for example. I'm not a parent, but like if you're a father or whatnot, you kind of like wants to pass a certain identity, like to your kids. How do you do that? Obviously you need to define it, like who you are or what is it that you're transmitting, and how do you pass it on to the extent where the kid is like his identity kind of like looks like what his parents transmitted to him. Not that it's always a good thing, but parents will try to influence the kids in that sense, because you can only give what you have, right? Yeah, it's a real question sometimes that I ask myself. In Quebec is really different compared to France, for example. If uh, any immigrant goes to France, well, first of all, everyone has to speak French. If you don't speak French, you don't get work. So it's too bad for you. Secondly, you will probably speak French with a French accent, or with kind of like a variation of French accent, to an extent, you know. So you will, if you talk, if identity is really is linked to like the language and the accent, you will fit more with the French identity compared to like when you come to Quebec, you know. And that's there are reasons for it, you know. The context, Quebec, if you don't speak French, you can still get around and work and be able to. In France, already for French people, there's not enough work for them. So if you go there and then you don't even speak French, you know, you better be like a very, very precise researcher, very rare type of like researcher. For whom we need your skill to get a job, you know, because no one's gonna give you a job if you don't speak French, or unless you work in the field.